engage in the process, all right? This is the next piece, engage in the process. This is Tony. Does anybody know Tony? Tony is my, he was my personal trainer because I was boxing for the last 4 years. I just recently switched up. I'm now doing triathlon training. But Tony always wore a hat that said, trust the process. And so I'm training with Tony, and I'd been with him for about 6 months. And he comes up to me and he says, hey man, are you going to keep donating to me? And I was offended. I said, man, I come 2 days a week. I'm running. I'm boxing with you 2 days a week. I was like, what are you talking about? And he literally looks at me and he just points at my gut. And I remember sitting there just going, oh. I was like, Tony, what are you trying to say? He goes, what I'm trying to say is you aren't trusting in the process. You think coming here 2 days a week and running a little bit is the process. But what you put in your mouth is part of the process. And if you're going to continue to do whatever outside of here, then you're just donating to me. You're just making a donation. We're not going to get anywhere you want to go, right? So I had to have that meeting with myself. You know what I'm talking about? You know, if you have to have that meeting with yourself where you're just kind of like, okay, self, all right, I'm not fully engaged in this process. I'm not fully engaged. And if I get engaged in the process, I'm going to see what? A result, right? I'm going to see a result. Now, who knows what this is? Here was part of my problem. Who knows what this is? Tell me, say it out loud. What is this? Oh, who said Chick-fil-A? Get out of here. That's not Chick-fil-A. What is that? That's Popeyes. It's the best chicken sandwich in the world. Has anybody had this? It's the best chicken sandwich in the world. I know I might start a fight, right? But listen, this sandwich was life-changing, okay? But I want you to understand something. Popeyes did not engage in the process. Listen to me, this is really important. You see, Popeyes was able to take advantage of social media, right? And what happened? They created this entire, oh my gosh, Popeyes is the best sandwich ever. And it is amazing, okay? It's amazing. But they ran out of buns. They didn't have enough buns. You could get the chicken fillet. They would make this for you. You just couldn't get the sandwich because they ran out of buns. You see, they weren't engaged in the process. They got caught up in the hype. They got caught up in, and the next thing you know, some executive is not figuring out, hey, we might be onto something. Let's get more buns. Let's make sure we're ahead of this. They got all caught up, and the next thing you know, they couldn't sell sandwiches for how long? Like 2 months, a month? You couldn't get a sandwich. And when you did, there were people that bought them and were reselling them outside of the stinking restaurant. Am I lying? Who knows this? This is the truth. There was a guy just like with a bag, just like, anybody want a Popeye sandwich? They were literally outside reselling the Popeye sandwiches. And they were limiting how many you could buy. But see, Popeyes did not stay with the process. Now, how many times have we done this? Here's what happens in real estate. I'm going to bring it home for you. How many of you have had a month where you've closed more deals than you've ever closed, and you just kind of sit back and it's like, whoo, look at that. And you keep checking USAA. You're like, ooh, look at that bank account. Ooh, look at that. You keep checking Chase, like, ooh, it's still there. Ooh, it looks good. Yeah. How many have done that? You're just like, man, I've had the best month ever. And then the next thing you know, you're not engaged with the process. You stop calling, right? You know what? I deserve to go to Vegas. I'll wear my mask. You go to Vegas, you come back, then it takes you like 2 weeks to get in a routine, and then you're not engaged in the process, and then next thing you know, not only you're not calling anybody, you're not even just responding to people that are calling you because you've had the best month of your life. Now, I know I'm talking to people, But here's what I want to tell you. Oh, you feel it, right? So here's the deal. The best, if you ever look through my magazine and you look through look through the whole book, right? The agents that are in that magazine, they don't have this gas pedal down, gas pedal up, gas pedal down, let me go ahead. They don't have that. They're on 24/7. The reason why they're number one, the reason why they do 74 million, the reason why they do 50 million, the reason why they do 24 million consistently, day in, day out, is they don't just completely fall back and just be like, all right, I made enough money for them this month, let me just cruise. Listen, in real estate, you can't cruise. You can't. If you don't stay in process, you're going to be at a point where you have the ability to do real estate, but no one to do it with. Because see, your process is lead generation. And if you stop lead generating, you're going to be just like Popeyes. You're going to have a sandwich with the chicken fillet with no buns and nothing to do. And you're going to be out of bread. And then you're really going to be out of bread. Literally, right? So I hope that this helps you, because this helps me, because I need you to understand something. There is no progress without process. Now this goes for systems. Some of you don't have systems, the way you do things. You need systems to be successful. Systems create success, right? Flash in a pan, 5 deals that close in a month, that doesn't create success. That puts money in your pocket, right? But consistently sticking to a process, staying to systems, that's what's going to create progress. Now, my son, it was so funny. One day, he was in the car, we're driving to school. I have an 11-year-old, okay? And he had gotten to the point, y'all heard of Fortnite? Yeah, okay, y'all heard of Fortnite, all right. So he got to the point where he started winning these victory royales, right? These whole victory thing, I don't even know, whatever, right? So he's got to the point where he's winning, he's doing really, really well, right? And so we're in the car and I said, Enzo, practice makes, finish that sentence.
Perfect.
Ooh, see, you guys said the same way. And I said, no. I said, Enzo, are you perfect at Fortnite? Right? Realtors, are we perfect in anything that we do? No. I said, Enzo, you ready for this? I said, I need you to remember this for the rest of your life. I said, practice makes progress. Little steps. You're playing 2 hours. You got a little bit better. You see, practice makes progress. Now imagine for our kids, if that mindset shift, if you had that conversation with them and you said, like, Mija, listen to me, it's so important. Listen, I don't want you to be perfect. Practice doesn't make perfect, because nobody's perfect, right? But I want you to understand that practice, you remember when you did piano, how bad you were at chopsticks? Remember how bad you were? But what happened? You practiced. Did you become perfect at piano? Nope. But guess what? Practice gave you progress. And see, that progress, the progress is where you find your success. It's in the progress, right? In the process that you're actually going to find your success. We think the success is when you close the deals. The deal's closing, that's just part of it. It's the result. But how did you get there? You were in the process. You were helping people. You were calling. You were returning phone calls. You were talking to people. That process led you to the success. So if you can shift this one thought, if you stayed in process long enough, what could you do? If you stayed in the process long enough, what could you do? Pretty much anything you want. But like most of us, like me, is it hard to stay in process? Right? It's like, I've worked out 3 days this week. Oh, people are going to happy hour now with the mask. Oh, Oh, I don't want to do this. But listen, the longer you stay in process, the more progress you have and the bigger success you have. So important.